Coming to paperback and e-readers from the author of the critically acclaimed book The Man Crisis comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women are becoming lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Pre-order your copy of The Woman Crisis on Amazon.com today. A Pookie on parole wound up pistol whipping his baby mama and sending two hospital workers to the shadow realm in an incident that took place in Dallas, Texas. Now, in this incident that took place in Dallas Methodist Hospital, your 30-year-old Nestor Hernandez is alleged to have come to visit to see the birth of his child when he took out a firearm and allegedly wound up pistol whipping his baby mama, and then when hospital workers went to intervene, he wound up shooting and killing two of those hospital workers before eventually being wound up getting shot by hospital security, and eventually your Nestor Hernandez was taken into custody. Now, the police are seeing this as an isolated incident, but when I take a critical examination of the behavior of Nestor Hernandez, it fits the pattern and profile for beta males that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis. And it's clear to me that your Nestor Hernandez was out here seething in anger for an extended period of time as he thought about the timeline as related to his release and the conception of this child. Now, your Nestor Hernandez allegedly was released in 2021, and as he connected the dots in 2022 in the halfway house he possibly was in, he was wondering how this woman wound up pregnant and possibly wondered how this woman could get pregnant while he was in a secure facility like a halfway house on parole. He possibly wondered, like in the Cool G rap song, Edge of Sanity, if this woman was out here with one of his own friends. And as he was wondering if this woman was with one of his own friends, he was pushed to the edge of sanity, like in that song. And this led to him seething in anger, talking about how this child wasn't his. Now, he kept that observation to himself for an extended period of time, and this possibly could lead to a prosecutor wondering if this was malice of forethought, and this could possibly lead to his motive for attempting to murder his baby mama, because your Nestor Hernandez could have easily went out here and confronted this woman. However, if he were to confront this woman, he possibly would have wound up getting sent back to the penitentiary because he already was arrested for one parole violation, and this second one possibly could have led to him losing his parole. So he kept this to himself and basically wanted to go out in a blaze of glory where he looked to get his revenge on this baby mama for possibly stepping out on him on the low. And this is what he possibly was looking to do as related to this attempt to go out here and take the life of his baby mama. He wanted to go out here and confront her in the most melodramatic fashion, which is something beta males love to do because as they're seething and boiling in anger, they go out here and explode in a rage in the way of hoping to get the most attention from that woman, because they're afraid in many cases to confront females overall, because many beta males, because they're raised in single mother households, learn how to submit to female authority figures, and because they learn how to submit to female authority figures, many of these males, what they do is they're afraid to confront them privately, so they wait to create a spectacle. And that's basically what your Nestor Hernandez was looking to do, because he could have easily went out here and confronted this woman privately, and he could have demanded a DNA test as related to the paternity of that child. But because this male was in his feelings about this woman going out here and cheating on him, what he wanted to do was get revenge on this woman, similar to what was presented in the classic Cool G rap song, Edge of Sanity. He wanted to go out here and get some iron and pay her a visit in the delivery room, and he wanted to take that iron out and go out here and make this woman pay by pistol whipping her before eventually shooting her. But instead of him going out here and getting even with this baby mama, what he did was he sent 2 hospital workers to the Shadow Realm before getting shot himself. And again, he put his feelings of anger before more important things because he wanted to get even with this woman instead of thinking about getting ahead. And this is a trait with most beta males because many beta males feel instead of thinking, and because they get in their feelings and want to get even with people who they feel slighted them, they don't think about the bigger picture. Now, your Nestor Hernandez wasn't really thinking about the bigger picture of his life. No, he wasn't thinking about going out here and completing his parole, having a good record, and then starting to move on with his life. No, he was so caught up in his feelings about this woman eventually swerving him and getting the better of him that he wanted to make her pay for getting the better of him. Because with beta males, they don't like it when women go out here and outsmart them, and they want to, and because they get in their feelings, they want to hurt those women because it hurt that they got their trust breached. And this is what happened here with this Pookie. This Pookie wanted to go out here and get even with this woman for going out here again and stepping out on him. Now, this is a major black eye to your Texas law enforcement because your Texas law enforcement thought that they had control over this beta male, and they thought that because they went out here and put an ankle monitor on this beta male that they would be able to keep an eye on this male when he was out here with his baby mama inside of that delivery room. However, somehow this beta male wound up getting a firearm, and many are just out here scratching their heads, wondering how this guy wound up getting a firearm, even though he had been arrested before for a parole violation, and they're wondering how he wound up getting this firearm when usually these guys are at a halfway house where they are secure. How did he get a firearm? But the whole thing is, if this guy was in one of these gangs, like many beta males are, or he could have had that somebody slip him one, or he could have had somebody who was working there a lot at the halfway house slip him some sort of firearm. So this is a major breach of security as related to your Texas law enforcement, because this individual managed to get this firearm, and he managed to get this firearm past hospital security and all of the layers of security. But this is what happens when guys are like beta males, again, are angry. They somehow find a way to go out here and do the things that they want to do, because many of these beta males, again, they plan their revenge with malice of forethought, and they look to go out here and yank the rug out from everyone. That's what this guy was looking to do. He was looking to yank the rug out from everyone, not understanding he was pulling the rug out from under himself in an effort to get revenge on this baby mama who was out here looking, as he saw it, to slip a child on him. Now, again, the solution for this would have been for this dude to basically call out this female and then demand a paternity test for DNA, not go out here looking to get revenge. But many beta males are not critical thinkers, nor are they problem solvers. No, many of these men, all they know how to do is feel and not think, and because all they know how to do is feel, they act on their feelings impulsively, not understanding the consequences for others or the consequences for themselves. Because your Nestor Hernandez basically threw away the intangible of his freedom, similar to the guy in the Cool G rap song Edge of Sanity. And instead of him understanding that there were more important things like the intangible of his freedom and the intangible of his dignity, no, he wanted to just sate those emotions that he was having about what he believed to be a ratchet woman, instead of looking to charge this woman to the game. Now, any critical thinking man, again, is going to let the paternity courts deal with this kind of female if they think she's running out behind him and the timelines don't match as related to the child's conception. No, they're going to let the paternity courts go out here and deal with this kind of female, and they're going to keep their freedom. But your Nestor Hernandez allegedly wound up here not really thinking about the more important intangible of his freedom, and instead this Pookie on parole wound up putting himself in a situation where he's going to wind up going back to the big house, and he's going to have to deal with Bubba and Tiny trading that booty for Little Debbie snack cakes, ramen noodles, cups of coffee, packets of Crystal Light tea, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, 6-pack Oreo cookies, Kit Kat candy bars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, and packets of soy sauce. He's going back to life inside of the penitentiary, where he's going to be dealt with by Bubba, Tiny, and Roscoe. And sadly, 2 hospital workers are no longer with us because this beta male did not know how to be a man, and because this man in crisis wound up not understanding how to solve problems, he wound up taking the lives of these 2 innocent people instead of dealing with his baby mama the way men deal with baby mamas. They let the courts deal with them. But this guy, again, he wasn't thinking, and because he didn't think, he's now going back to the penitentiary for the rest of his life. So instead of him taking the steps to move his life forward, he's taken a major step backward. And after he's possibly convicted for these murders, he will possibly wind up going to jail for the rest of his life, where he'll wind up dying inside of that penitentiary. And he missed out on his chance at life because he didn't know how to be a man, and because he was a man in crisis, he created a crisis that led to the deaths of these individuals. But this is what happens when you invest in a Pookie when he's not ready. He's not ready for the world because he doesn't have proper male life skills and male survival skills. And this is what happens when your Pookie doesn't have male life skills or survival skills. He winds up putting his life and the lives of others in jeopardy because, again, for the 3rd time I'm going to say it, he puts his feelings over his thinking. And because this guy wasn't thinking, he's now winding up in a place he doesn't want to be. Now, if you want to learn more about the behaviors of beta males and what motivates them to participate in their violence, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Man Crisis on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos about men's issues like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available for the first time on Google Play, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are falling apart in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy on Google Play today.